Caribbean heritage. The five C's of identity of awareness: color, class, character, and context, and the five C's of transformational change: confidence, courage, commitment, and conflict and community. In the 10 C's model, each represent literally but symbolically variety of concept under each theme. Let me introduce my five C's. I'm a black male African Trinbagonian from the island of Trinidad and Tobago, grandson of a woman who had 16 children, 15 girls and one boy, who transitioned to the ancestral world at age 103. I'm the son of a woman who had 11 children, 8 boys and 3 girls, and she transitioned into the ancestral world at 93. It is very important for me to mention also that I'm an identical twin, because I'm sick and tired of everyone coming up to me and taking, I'm Eric. He is also a psychologist, and even some of his patients come up to me. He's identical, he looks like me, he even calls me Eric. Okay? I got that out of the way. I am married to a woman who's also from Trinidad and Tobago, the father of 2 beautiful children, and a grandfather of a beautiful young woman. In fact, she called me grandpa. Grandfathers are cool, but grandpas, you know what I'm saying? The many identities with which I describe myself are all part of my 10 C's. Each gives information about who I am, my life history, different experiences, how I perceive myself and others perceive me in this country and the world. They tell part of the story of my life, yet no words or labels can actually capture the totality of who we truly are. The 10 C's is an attempt to bring together as many parts as possible, just as this flag. Each of us, each of the 10 C's are interrelated. None can stand alone, and none develop in isolation from the rest. This is the same for the 10 C's of Caribbean heritage people. It tells the part of the story of people who come from part of the world we call the Caribbean, which are a stretch of islands in the Caribbean Sea. Islands like Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, some of them that you mentioned. The region takes its name from the indigenous Carib Indians. Indigenous Carib Indians, that's the word Caribbean. When Christopher Columbus encountered them, not discovered them. There's a difference. Okay? Very important. The native population of the Caribbean is estimated, of the Caribs in the Caribbean, was estimated to be 750,000 before European contacted them. Then they got wiped out. It is important to acknowledge that most of the people in the Caribbean of African ancestry and descendants of enslaved Africans is key. That's part of the C's. That really informs who we are and what we do and how we relate to each other. The National Caribbean Heritage Month is a time of celebrating the C's of Caribbean people, our vibrant home culture, rich history, remarkable contributions that was mentioned to the United States and Boston. As we gather here today, we honor the resiliency, the creativity, unwavering spirit of those who have gone before us and who have shaped and continue to shape this country. Trailblazers like Malcolm X, who came from Grenadian heritage, who was also influenced by Jamaican Marcus Garvey, values of pride and self-resiliency. Shirley Chisholm, the first black woman elected to the U.S. Congress, who had Guyanese father and a Barbadian mother. Ivanhoe Donaldson, born in Trinidad and Tobago, was a key figure in the Student Nonviolent Coordination, SNCC, and worked alongside Stokely Carmichael, who's also from Trinidad and Tobago, and other activists from the Caribbean, Harry Belafonte, a lot of other people. Um, with Caribbean heritage, these individuals contribute to the significance to the fight for civil rights and social justice in the United States. Their dedication and courage continue to inspire generations. They made the trail for the present day trailblazers such as Rihanna from Barbados, Nicki Minaj from Trinidad and Tobago, Cecily Uvas, born in Haiti, Denzel Washington, who's also believed to have Barbadian parents, and the list goes on. They have, through music and acting, play a huge and in a part in the entertainment industry, not only here in Boston but across the United States. But let us not forget, and I think of my mom who came to this country, recognize the folks who do not get recognized, the cooks, the librarians, the babysitters, the janitors, the school bus drivers, the police officers, the MIT. These are Caribbean people. I work with Caribbean people who were lawyers in Trinidad and end up being janitors here. Okay? I work with doctors. I was the dean of Springfield College, and I had one doctor from Puerto Rico came with a medical degree, and it was not recognized. Okay, so these Caribbeans who come here with that cultural love and that dedication to hard work to serve the people here in Boston. My mother said once, there's some people who work to live and some people who live to work. Caribbean American heritage people live to work, and they love work. The Caribbean is a mosaic of diverse culture, language, and tradition, from the rhythm beats of reggae, Jamaica, calypso, and soca from Trinidad and Tobago, and the colorful carnival of Trinidad and Tobago and other islands in the Caribbean. And yes, I have seen some of these city council people on the road misbehaving, but that's part of Carnival. It's bacchanal, and you must behave. All right? Like the invention of the steel pan, as you've seen over there, by enslaved Africans on the islands of Trinidad and Tobago, made out of discarded barrels that were used as trash cans. The steel pan was invented in response to the slave master banning us from using the djembe and other music that we use to celebrate and use in spiritual rituals. But we said no, we have to come up with something. So we took trash cans and make the steel pan the only acoustical instrument invented in the 20th century. That's the creativity of Trinidadians. You will see me beating the iron. The iron is actually the hub, the brake hub of a car. The cow bell, as you know, is the bell that used to be around the cow, so we could know where the cow was located. We took things and made other things out of them. That's Caribbean heritage. Caribbean Americans have overcome immense challenges in their strive to the United States. Many arrive seeking better opportunities, leaving behind their homeland to pursue American dreams. I personally remember at the age of 11 waiting in line with my mom early in the morning outside the U.S. Embassy back home in Trinidad, waiting in line all day in the hot sun with documents in hand, x-rays, medical records, police stuff. You have to hold all of that in hand in chance to go to get an interview to come to the United States. The land of opportunity, that was supposed to be paved with gold, not knowing they wanted me to pave it in gold. The land that promised the lifestyle of, I'm dating myself, of Leave It to Beaver, Bonanza, beautiful snowflakes. It looked beautiful in the postcard, but the damn thing is cold. Okay? But like most Caribbean heritage people, we were met with racism, discrimination, economic hardship, and cultural adjustment.
No, that's right.
Yet we preserve building businesses, excellence in academia, sports, contributing to every
Came
facet
here for the
of
dream of
American life.
another
In
because
spite
you couldn't handle your
of those
reality.
things,
You got
as
welcome
we
to
celebrate
hell,
National Caribbean
pitchforks and
Heritage Month,
torches.
let us
I know
embrace the
that's
diversity
right.
that enrich this country. Let us learn from the resiliency of Caribbean Americans
You
who
survived
remind
as
us that
best you
unity and
knew how.
understanding can overcome diversity. Whether through food, music, storytelling, let us honor the legacy and continue to build bridges across our culture.
I will
Let us
say,
respect each
in the
other's
saddest
privacy
way,
from a place
good
of
for
love.
you all.
As a professor,
More
I always
power
ask
to
my
you
students
and
they
those
need
who
to
came
define what they're
before
talking
you.
about. I define love
You
as a
survived.
verb, not a noun.
Now I think it's time
The
for us
L
to
means
stop
that we need to
surviving.
listen to each other. The O means that we need to
Come
open our
together
hearts to each other. The V
and
means
do
that
what
we need to
comes
be vulnerable.
next.
We need to take the chance of making mistakes, of being hurt. But if you are fearing to share your emotions because you will offend somebody, you're not going to say, I'm a marriage therapist. And I had couples come to my office and say they never fight. Before you leave my office, you're going to be fighting because you're holding back information. You're not being vulnerable to your partner in fear of offending, right? That's
No,
not love.
not right.
Then the E, when
Neither
you're
is
vulnerable,
fighting.
it makes you open to empathize, not
Reason and
sympathize.
communication.
Be more empathetic with each other as individuals and groups.
That's love.
We must start with an inventory of ourselves,
Understanding,
examine our
patience, making
experience,
sure my
to
words
more
are
effectively
understood.
confront the
That's
issues of
love.
personal
Making
and
sure I'm
social
saying what I
oppression.
mean to the best
This
of my
self-inventory
ability.
are
What he
essential for the
just
first
said,
step in
that's
longer
not love.
journey towards
We
social
don't have to
change.
fight to
By
figure it out. We
recognizing
need to
our experience as
understand each
oppressors
other.
and oppressed, and by emphasizing the experience of one another, we move towards social justice. In closing, let us express gratitude to the contributions of Caribbean Americans, not only in June, but throughout the year. May their stories inspire us to create more inclusive, compassionate, and a harmonious Boston. Thank you for listening.
And thank you for being. This was a pleasant thing to stumble upon. I'm glad we could do this together. Peace and grace to all.
Give it up again.
I'll see you guys at home.
Now we're going to move right into raising the flag. I'd like to ask the mayor and the elected officials to help us raise the flag. And then
Well, I guess
I'm asking you
we'll
all to join us inside afterwards for some wonderful food that's been prepared. And while the flag is being raised, I'll tell you who made the food while the flag is being raised as well. The food is from where? We have food from Merle's Kitchen and from the Coal Pot. So whereas Caribbean Heritage Month is celebrated annually in the United States during the month of June, this month was
Are they
established
taking
to recognize and
turns during
celebrate the
this?
contributions of Caribbean immigrants and their descendants to this country, culture, and achievements of the United States, and promote cultural understanding and appreciation. And whereas Caribbean Americans have made our community more innovative, more prosperous, they have enriched our arts and culture, our public institutions, our economy. And whereas the Caribbean community contributes greatly to the rich history and diversity of the city of Boston, established and distinguished itself through efforts of many organizations, business, and community participation. And whereas many Caribbeans are on the front lines as nurses, doctors, elected officials, restaurant workers, bus drivers, cab drivers, police officers, firefighters, emergency workers, who put their lives on the line every day to protect all residents of Boston. And whereas during Caribbean American Heritage Month, we celebrate the legacy and impact of Caribbean Americans who enrich our neighborhoods every day. Now, therefore, on behalf of Michelle Wu, Mayor of the City of Boston, to proclaim the month of June 2024 to be Caribbean American Heritage Month in the City of Boston. I'd also like to give a special thanks to Mr. Joe Johnson, DJ Jammin' Joe Johnson. I'd like to give a special thanks to the Tempo Rhythm and Steel section for the musical performance earlier. And for everyone who was on the planning committee, too many names to mention. Daniel Johnson for Spark FM for keeping the community entertained and informed. Thanks everyone for coming out. Please join us inside.
Now, for my part, I'm going to take a few of these assembled works.
Can everyone come up if you'd like to join us for a photo? We'd like to have a group photo with everyone who's here. So please come forward.
That's cool. Honestly, I'm half tempted to get up and shit. but I won't. What I will do I will.
What's up, Dot? Get on over here. Come on in. Johnson. Thank you. Awesome.
Wonderful. There's one. There's one.
It's Friday. I'm out.
There's one. All right. So, as always, I wish everyone the best, peace, grace, love. May each moment bring you exactly what you need.